Everybody, it's Holly and welcome back to Smile by Holly. Thanks for joining me. So today I'm continuing on with the series that I'm putting out on simple bow making. And today, look at this, we are going to make this simple 3D bow, and I call this a present bow because this reminds me of one of those bows that you would buy at the store and put on a present. But isn't that cute? Now, these bows that I'm going to be showing you, you do not need a cutting machine or a die. These are all made simply by hand. And that's what I think is so awesome. I mean, let me tell you, I use my cutting machine a lot. But I know that a lot of you out there don't have cutting machines or even die cuts. So that's why I thought this series would be so valuable for a lot of you out there. So anyway, this is what we're making today. It's super simple. So if you haven't checked out my first two videos, I'm going to leave a link below. Check those out because they start out with the simplest of bows. And then each video kind of builds on each other and they get like a little bit more intricate, or I wouldn't say complicated, but a little bit more involved. But if this is the first video that you've seen, we're still going to take it step by step, and I will show you how to make the basic bow and then how to put bow on top of bow, or each piece of the bow on top of each other to make this adorable, adorable, adorable present bow. So let's go ahead, jump right in and get started. So what you're going to need is you will need 4 pieces of paper that are 4 1/4 by 3/4. So 4 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch and 4 pieces. Okay, now we're going to start out and I'm going to show you the basic bow technique. So I'm sorry if you've seen it in the last 2 videos. It may be a little bit of duplication, but let's just go ahead. What you want to do is take your paper and fold it in half. And I am actually going to draw on this so you can see exactly the shape that we're trying to go after. So I think by drawing it first, and then you can see what we're going to be cutting. So you want to make 2 little lines on this side and then on this side. Okay, so it basically cuts this in 3 sections. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So 2 little lines on both sides, okay? And once again, this is just folded in half. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect this line to this line with a semicircle. Now let's see how my drawing skills are. So you want to go almost to the top of the paper and then come back down and connect those 2 lines. Okay, does that make sense? And then flip your paper once again. Go almost all the way to the top with your semicircle, come back down and connect those lines. So that is the shape that we're going to do for all 4 of our pieces. Now I will say that once you start making these bows, you don't even need to draw it. It just becomes kind of second nature. It's really simple to do. However, if you feel more comfortable, once you get one of these cut out, let me show you. Once you get one cut out, and let's cut this one and I'll show you. So cut up the line, make your semicircle, come back down, and then cut out. Boom. Okay, let's try this one. So cut up on the line, make your semicircle, and then cut out. Okay, so let me show you this. So this is the basic bow shape that we're going after. So what you can do is, if you like to be more exact, once you got a good bow, go ahead and trace this on some chipboard or poster board and then cut it out, and you could just trace it over and over and over and use it as a template. But I think what you'll find is after you do this a couple times, it is just so easy. So without drawing it, let me show it to you again. So we folded our paper in half, okay? We're just going to cut up. Now start to make that semicircle, go almost to the top of your paper, and then start coming back down, and then cut out. okay? And then we'll do it on this side. Make sure my paper's lined up. So cut up, start to cut that semicircle almost to the top of your paper, then start coming back down and then cut out. Okay, let's open this little guy out. So there are 2 of ours. Okay, your paper's folded in half, cut up, start to make that semicircle, come back down and cut it out, okay? Flip your paper, cut up, make your semicircle, come back down. Do you like the sound effects? And then cut out. Okay, so that is bow number 3. And then bow number 4. Okay, it's folded in half. We cut up, make your semicircle, almost get to the top of that, but then start coming back down and then cut out. Okay, and up, make your semicircle, start coming back down and out. Okay, so there are our 4 pieces. Now let's go ahead and glue them, and this is going to start forming our bow. Okay, so open it up, and a couple tips is, if the thinner the paper, the better. You know, because you're folding this paper, I like to use the thinnest paper that I can find. If your paper is too thick, you run the risk of your paper cracking, and it just doesn't fold very well. So kind of keep that in mind when you're selecting, you know, your paper, that the thinner the paper, the better. Okay, I'm just gluing that, and look, there is our first little bow. So let's go ahead and do that to the other ones. I will also say that by using a glue stick is pretty important when you're making these. You want that good, quick, fast hold. I think you could make this with regular glue. You would just have to sit and hold it for a while. So I like hot glue just for that reason, that it is so fast. And you'll be amazed at how fast these bows comes together. Okay, so there's 1, there's 2. There's a few glue strings, hold on. Okay, once again, glue right in the center, pull that over and just kind of hold it. This has writing on it, but you won't see it, no worries. Fold that over and just kind of hold it. And we're on to our last one. A little bit of glue in the middle. Fold it over and hold it. A little bit of glue and fold it over. Okay, now what I like to do, you can do it one of 2 ways, is on these 2, I just added a cute jewel in the center, okay, and that's great. But if you don't have a jewel, just go ahead and pick one of them, and this will be the one that you're going to use for your top. Just take a scratch piece of paper, we'll cut it down a little bit, and we're just going to fold this around the piece that we're going to use for the top. Now, once again, this isn't necessary, but if you maybe don't have a jewel or a button or a sticker, or you just want the look of the paper on the top, that's fine, but look how that looks. By adding just a little piece of paper, just kind of finishes that off. Do you see that? I think it looks so much nicer when you add that. Get it straight, there we go. Now we'll save this for our top one. What we're going to do is we're just going to build on top of each other. So a little bit of glue right there, and we're going to take our second one and just put it right on the top so it makes a crisscross. Okay, do you see that? So that makes a crisscross. Now this one is going to go diagonal. This one's going to go diagonal. Just push that down as you're making your layers, and then once again we saved this one for the top because we had added that middle part. So a little bit of glue in the center, and then ba-boom. And that's just a crisscross also. And look at that. Oh my gosh, I get so excited when I get these done. Look how cute that is. Just 3D and darling, 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 darling. Okay, so for the tail. So just take a scratch piece of paper, and I like to lay my bow on top. If we were to bring one of these in, do you see how my tail just kind of extends a little bit? So I think if we cut it about right there, and then let's make this scratch piece of paper, that's all it is, no measurements, a little bit thinner. So that's kind of the shape that I'm going for. Let's put this on top. And yeah, I think that's going to be just perfect. You see how it just extends off to the sides. Now, to make your tail, go ahead and fold your paper in half. And this is just like as if we were going to start to make a bow. Okay, it's folded in half. And let me just draw this so you can see. We're still going to make our 2 lines. So we've got our 2 lines. But we're only going to do a half a semicircle. Okay, so we're just going to go halfway instead of going all the way around. Then we're going to, right in the middle of the other side, make a line. That's going to be our cut line. And then we're going to go from this corner down to that corner, and from this corner down to that corner. And that is going to make our tail. Okay, I didn't draw it very good, but I think when I cut it, you'll be able to see. So once again, just like we are starting out to do a bow, we will cut up the line and make our semicircle, but we're going to stop. Okay, flip it around, we're going to make our semicircle, and then cut that little part out. Now this is the different part. What we're going to do is just up the center, we're going to make a slit. Then we're going to cut from this corner to this corner. This is kind of just bow making if you ever make bows with like ribbon. This is an easy way to cut the tails so that they're even. Okay, so when we open this little guy up, boom, both sides are even, and we can add our cute little bow on top. So add a little bit of hot glue, pop that guy down. Oh my gosh, that purple polka dot is so cute. And I think what I'll do is I love to add little jewels onto mine. Jewels or buttons. We're going to just add another jewel because they're right here. Let me find one. So I didn't necessarily need to add that white, but this looks cute if you just wanted to leave it just with the white. But I like to always add a little bit of bling. And there you go. Look how cute that little guy is. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to make one more just to make sure that you have the concept. So scoot those over a little bit, and let's make this one out of yellow. Okay, so I've cut my 4 strips. Okay, my 4 strips. Once again, we're just going to fold it in half. I'm going to draw this one more time just so you make sure you have the concept, okay? And I'm sorry if this is repetitious, I apologize. I just don't like to lose anybody in my tutorials. Okay, so you want to draw the 2 lines on both sides, okay? Then we're going to do a semicircle and just connect the 2. So almost to the top of your paper, and then come back down and connect those lines. Once again, flip it over, draw your semicircle, connect the 2, and then down. Okay, now let's go ahead and cut it. Boom, boom. So how are you guys? I don't know if you've caught the other videos in my bow series. I'm just wondering what you think. Have they been helpful? You know that almost all of my projects have bows on them, and I get so many comments. It's like, Holly, how do you make your bows? So I hope that these tutorials have been helpful to you. Okay, so you could see that it was actually drawn when we open it up. There you go. That one has a little bit of marker on it, but I think we can hide it. So there's our first one. Let's go ahead and fold our other 3 and cut them. So once again, I'm going to cut up make a semicircle. Look how fast this goes, and cut down and over. Okay. Cut up, make a semicircle almost to the top of your paper, come back down and cut it out. So there's two. It's flipping. Here's our third one. Up, make our semicircle, and out. Up, make our semicircle, and out. Okay, we have one more to do, and then we'll put this one together. And like I say, looking at these, they are not all exact, but can you even tell on that bow right there that they weren't exact? No, you can't. So, you know, I don't think perfection, nothing like that needs to come into play with this, because you can't really tell if each side is exact. But once again, use your template if you want to make a template. If you know, like to do things more the perfected way. Okay, so we've got all four of ours. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go ahead and glue these together now. A little bit of hot glue in the center. These little tabs, they're tabs, and they're just going to fold over and then hold it there for a minute while your bow gets nice and stuck. And this one did have a little bit of marker on it, so we'll use this guy on the bottom of ours, okay? You won't even see the marker. So there's definitely ways around this. Okay, a little bit of hot glue. Bring my tabs in and just kind of hold it there. I also like to kind of push my bows up, make them so that they're fluffy after I get them made. Is fluffy the right word? Fluffy or puffy? Fluffy or puffy. So I just kind of push those up and kind of make it form more of a bow. Okay, so there's two. Here's our third one. And the thinner the paper you can use when making bows, the better your bow is going to take shape. Paper tends to crack, and so if you're using thin paper, that helps. Also, by kind of curling your paper like this, if your paper is thicker, by curling it before you glue it, it kind of tells your paper what you want it to do, and it makes it much easier to fold the way that you want it to fold. Okay, and I'm just kind of pushing that bow in. And fold that one. This yellow, like gingham check, is really cute. Really cute. Okay, now we had one of these that had marker. That one has marker on it. So we're going to use this one on the bottom. And we're just going to start layering our bow. So that on top of that, it kind of makes a cross. This one on top of this one. And we're just going to put it diagonal. Now, once again, before you lay your top one on, if you want to add some paper around the middle to finish it off, I'm going to add just an embellishment, some of this bling. So I'm not going to do that step, but we're just going to add a little hot glue, put it on diagonally. I'm going to hold it for a minute, and then I'm just going to kind of go through and push up my bow. It kind of gets squished as you're cutting it, but oh yeah, that is really, really cute. I like that yellow. Okay, so there is our 3D bow. Let's bring in a little bit of bling to the center. A little bit of bling. Oh, so cute. My daughter's favorite color is yellow, so I've liked yellow just because I know that she likes yellow. Okay, let's cut just a piece of paper. I'm trying to center those cute circles in there. Okay, so I like to just kind of place my paper there. See, yeah, that looks good. I think I'll cut it down just a tad. No, nothing exact on these guys. Cut it down a little bit. Once again, we're going to fold our paper in half. This is for the tail. Cut up. Start to do a half semicircle, but stop, okay? Flip it over, cut up, do half a semicircle, and stop. Okay, now here, we're going to just cut up the middle, and then we'll go from this corner to this corner. I'm actually going to round this a little bit, kind of give it a softer shape, so just kind of a round look, and you'll see that when I pull this off. So just kind of round it as I go. And then let's open it up. Do you see how that kind of is more rounded? I really like the look of that. Little bit of glue. Pop our thing on in the center. Oh yeah, that is cute. Look at that little yellow guy. So I'll bring these in. So that was the third version of just handmade bows in my series. I still have 2 more to go. I hope you're enjoying these as much as I'm having fun making them. I love, love, love to make bows. Well, you guys know that. Anyway, if you got some value out of this video, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up. Also, hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel. I would love to have you along for the ride. So, have fun crafting, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye, everybody.